we're unveiling the Xbox. This is the product that will be out later this year, and there's an amazing amount going on. Working with partners who help build the hardware, working with the software developers, working with the retailers. The program around this thing is really quite phenomenal. But the box itself is another thing that we put a lot of energy into. So you may have been wondering what this draped device was here. This is the Xbox. And so, for the first time, let me now unveil Xbox.
In November 2001, the United States were able to get their hands on the OG Xbox, the big brick of all systems. To be quite frank, I wasn't necessarily interested in the original Xbox because at the time, shout out to 6th generation, I was really interested in playing my PlayStation 2, playing my GameCube. That was me. But over time, my parents was able to bring the Xbox 360 in the house around 2006, like a little bit after it was released, November 2005. We had the original white one with the ring of death if you leave it too long or whatever the hell case may be, I don't know. But anyway, that system introduced me to Halo. That system introduced me to Portal. That system introduced me to Gears. That system introduced me to all sorts of different games that I would have never imagined. So in a way, I have a strong appreciation for Xbox, as well as any other console that I currently own. With that being said, my name is Contraviction, and for today, we're going to be looking at my Xbox collection. Now granted, this is a retro channel, so don't be surprised when you don't see Xbox One or Xbox Series X games, because this ain't that kind of channel. But I do want to show you guys the different games that I have for the OG Xbox as well as the 360. So let's get started. So my favorite game out of the pile is Battlefield Bad Company series. Of course, I have 1 and 2 Battlefield games. I would love for EA to do a Battlefield 3, and if they do, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to play that game and be a part of the marketing campaign. For a game that I believe is underrated out of this pile is Crazy Taxi 3. I'm a huge fan of Crazy Taxi series, especially since I'm a Sega girl. I love Sega with a passion. So when they decided to partner with Xbox on releasing Xbox exclusive games, this was one of them. Crazy Taxi. I spent $19 on this game. And last but certainly not least, the most expensive game out of this entire pile was Orange Box. Now currently, this is kind of sought after because you don't see Orange Box like that in the wild like that anymore. So this one has like Half-Life 2, Team Fortress, as well as Portal. So when I finally got my hands on this, I spent a little bit more than I was hoping for because I didn't want to spend more than $20, but I did. And surprisingly, this is going up in value. So just in case you were wondering. All right, so those are the 3 main. And now let's get started on the rest of my collection. To kick things off, we have Call of Duty Black Ops 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and the OG Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I would love a remaster if possible on this bad boy. So these are the 3 Call of Duty games that I have on Xbox. Now, I know you're probably wondering, why did I have it on Xbox instead of PlayStation? I do have it on the PS3, but you have to understand, at that time, there was a lot of hacks. It was a lot going on with PlayStation. So I played on the Xbox. It wasn't until I got to college when I started playing a lot of my Call of Duty games on the PlayStation. A lot of the games that I was playing was mainly on the Xbox. Don't ask me why. It was kind of like, I don't know. At that time, they was going through so much with the hacking and their network failures and crap like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick with the 360. That's just my own opinion. You don't have to listen to it. Anyway. The next in the pile is Fable. I have Fable 1, Fable 2, and Fable 3. I had the hardest time trying to find Fable 2. For some reason, people always had Fable 1 and Fable 3. I could never find Fable 2. But when I finally went to Virginia last October, I went to East Starland, where I finally came across Fable 2. So I finally finished the trilogy, and yeah, I was very excited about that. Oh, and not to mention, so there are bonus DVD sets that came along with it. Now you're probably wondering, what is the difference? There really isn't one. The only difference between the two is one has EB Games on the bottom corner of it, and the other has GameStop on the bottom corner. So I said, hey, why not get both? And that is the reason why. So I'm a huge fan of Fable. So whenever the developers are finally done with the remaster or the remake of it that they've kind of announced but still in development, I'm definitely playing that game, just to let you know. All right, next up we have Dragon Age Origins. We have House of the Dead 3. I currently have House of the Dead 2 on Dreamcast. So, have y'all noticed the pattern? It's like a lot of the games that I do have is in relations to Sega. I don't know. Anyway, we have Limited Edition, Master Sword 2, Lone Wolf. I got this bad boy for $8 at my local game store. This is why you gotta support your game stores, folks. Sometimes it's cool to shop online, but you just never know how much money you can save going to a game store. The robots and the Titans and the guns and stuff like that. I like the game. Anyway, oh, this is an underrated game. Getting Up. Mark Echo's Getting Up. The best way to describe it is like the GTA version of Jet Set Radio. That's the best way I can describe this game. So yeah, I like this game. As I go along, you'll understand, like, I have a lot of games that I play to beat and enjoy the story, while there's other games that I just play for the fun of it and not take it seriously. So, like, for example, this one in the pile, Celebrity Deathmatch. With this game in particular, I have not played it yet. I plan on playing it on stream, but I've always thought the show was hilarious on MTV, so I was like, hey, why not buy this game? I mean, it was cheap. I got it for like $6. And I was like, hey, why not buy the game, see what it's like? Because I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm pretty sure every single person has some sort of game that they're cool with playing for like an hour or two, and then they move on. They're not expecting to beat the game. They just want to play it. Or, you know, if there's company that's coming over just for shits and giggles, you play games like this. So. And then, lastly, before we move on to the next pile, is Dead or Alive 3. I'm a huge fan of fighting games, so of course I had to get Dead or Alive 3. I believe this is Xbox only. I think it's exclusive to only Xbox. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I enjoy this game too. I have always been a huge fan of fighting games, like Tekken and Mortal Kombat, things like that. All right, so let's move on to the collector's editions and then the remainder of the pile. So collector's edition, we have Final Fantasy XIII. This is a great game, amazing soundtrack. I'm a huge fan of JRPGs, so of course I had to get the collector's edition of this bad boy. Now, you may be wondering, why did I get it on Xbox 360? I don't have a solid answer for you. I wanted it, so. I didn't really have a preference at that time of, do I want it on the Xbox, do I want it on the PlayStation? Some people rather play a lot of their JRPGs on PlayStation, and I understand why, but, you know, I just really wanted to get my hands on this at the time, so here we are. Next up, Fable 3 Collector's Edition. So, of course, you already saw, I was talking about Fable. I'm a huge fan of Fable. And there's a collection edition where it's a book. So you just slide this out, slide out. Okay, let me go the other way. Come on. There we go. You got this book. See? Ooh. You have this book. And when you open it, at the time, they put the game in there for you. And then whatever other stuff. I can't quite remember everything that came along with it. I do remember that the game came in here. So here we are. And I thought, you know, I think the book is a really cool aesthetic. When I finally have a house, because right now I'm in a townhouse. When I'm finally in a house, I'm just gonna add this on the shelf and then probably hide something in here. Don't know yet, but you know, just aesthetically pleasing to me. So we just gonna keep it like this in the meantime. All right, the remainder of the pile. Titanfall, the first one. This one only has it where it's online. So if you ever try to play this game, you can't because the servers are down. This was an online game, play only. This wasn't something that you can play offline. If you wanted to play something like in relation to the campaign that's not multiplayer, or you're not only restricted to multiplayer, play 2. 2 is great. I love 2. If anything, if they work on a 3, I want to be a part of that campaign too. That would be dope. I already got a squad ready so we can play that game. Now, speaking of online multiplayer only. Section 8. Don't ask me why I still have this in my collection, because I don't have an answer for you. But this game was pretty bad. So so bad that they end up shutting down the servers for this. So yeah, if you know about this game, let me know in the comment section if you ever played this and your opinion on it. I'll be interested to see what you guys think about the game. To me, the game sucked. I don't know why I still have it, but worth showing you guys. So anyway, Prey is the next one. Got this thing for about $10 at my local game store. This is great. I like this one over the other one that I currently have on the PS4.
We're going to start the night by opening up the lines, and I can already tell you folks it's going to get very interesting. I'm getting some reports of strange lights in the sky from the Oklahoma area. Our affiliate in Oklahoma City is telling us that the state police, get this, are reporting mysterious lights all over the area.
What the hell's happening?
For this game. Now granted, I did not beat the game yet. More than likely, I'm going to work on that in the next few weeks. Beating this game. Whether I play it on my own time or stream it, doesn't matter. But this game needs to be beaten. So, let's run through it, because I don't want this video to be too long for you guys. Leisure Suit Larry. Box office bust. This is one of those games I just think it's fun. I don't expect that it do pretty well, because it didn't. I believe on Metacritic they gave this game about like a 20 or 30, but you know, for shits and giggles, played this game. Pimp My Ride, shits and giggles, playing this game, customizing different cars. More than likely I'm going to play this on stream, because why the hell not? Crysis II. Now, I kind of got beef with well, not kind of. I do have beef with EA about this game. I tried to play this game about a month or so ago on the PC, but for some freaking reason, there is so much going on with their system to the point that I cannot play this game. It won't let me play it on my PC. I try to download it through Game Pass. I try to download it through Steam. I try to download it through the EA Play. It will not open at all. It won't let me play it. And I should have read the reviews, because there was a lot of people complaining about that. So if anything, if I want to play Crysis II, I'm going to have to stream it through my 360. But y'all should know, that doesn't bother me at all. Like, I'm down for playing a lot of my stuff on older consoles anyway. So, all right, next up. Oh, we almost done. I have 1, 2, and 3 of the Gears of War. I don't have 4 and 5 for obvious reasons, because this is a collection for the originals. But yeah, so got all 3. Played them with my stepdad at the time. Really dope series. If you're not a fan of Xbox, at least give Gears a try. Also reminds me when I was at E3 in was it 2019? Yeah, it was 2019 when Gears 5 came out. And I was able to take pictures with the different people who were dressed up in the gear, the custom gear. I thought that was dope. I'll post a picture up here somewhere. So anyway, and last but certainly not least, we have the Halo series. We got Halo 1, Halo 2, this better be in order, okay. Halo 3, Halo 4, and Halo Reach. Of course, if you're gonna have the Halo series, you might as well have all 5. You get what I'm saying, man? Now, don't ask me about Halo Wars. I'm not interested. I'm only interested in the originals. Kind of like when people ask me about Kingdom Hearts. I am not really interested in the side stories and stuff like that. I'm interested in the main series. So, I have all 5, right? Sure. And that is my current collection. All right, y'all. This is currently where we're at. Now, I know this collection isn't big. This is pretty small, especially for other people who are huge fans of Xbox. I'm not a huge fan of Xbox, I'm just a fan. So, I like to buy games that I actually want to play. I am not the type of person to just play games. Well, no, I'm not the type of person to just own games and buying games just to have it in my collection only. I'm the type of person who enjoys the games that I buy. I don't like to be that collector where I have a shit ton of games that I'm not going to play, or I have a shit ton of games just to fill in the space. That's hoarding at that point. I have played pretty much each game, or plan on playing each game and or beating them, unless it's the shits and giggles category, which we've already discussed. So here's where we are. If there's anything that I'm missing in my collection that you believe that I should add, please let me know in the comment section down below. I am more than happy to add them to my collection. And you let me know, what is your favorite game out of my pile? Do you have a favorite game based off of what I mentioned? Do you have a favorite game that I may not have in my collection yet that I should consider? You let me know. I am more than happy to see if I can find it, and if it's worth it, I'll buy it and add it to my collection. And then maybe a few years down the line, I can do an updated video of where we stand with my Xbox games. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed my Xbox collection and want to see more of my collection, please let me know in the comment section down below. Please feel free to like this video. It will greatly help the algorithm gods, so other people who may be interested can also see this video. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We play a lot of retro games. We do a lot of retro collecting and everything in between. So I love you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.